friends. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're all having a great day, keeping yourself busy, staying inside if you can. If you are not essential to the workforce right now, we should all be staying home and keeping our hands and minds busy. That could be with movies, that could be with knitting, sewing, whatever you like to do as a hobby. You can get outside, plant flowers, or weed your garden, whatever, walk your dogs. Just stay 6 feet away. Practice that social distancing. Anyway, I just got done doing a mini spa video just to make myself feel good, feel alive. When we stay home, we have a tendency to start letting things go. Like we don't put our makeup on, we don't do our hair. What's the sense of even changing out of your morning PJs from your night PJs? Whatever. So I thought, okay, I'm going to finish up my skincare, and then I posted a picture of myself wearing no makeup and my braids on Instagram, and so many wanted to know how I did that. So I thought, well, I'll do a quick tutorial right here after I put on the rest of my skincare. So I am going to go ahead and put on my Bay Harbor Beauty Retinol Quinoa Eye and Face Serum. And I'm going to say it sound like a broken record. If you must shop, try to support the small businesses. I have codes below for most of the small businesses that I deal with. And, you know, Bay Harbor Beauty, I just absolutely love these products. I'm not making any money off of the code. It's just something that she has offered, and I will tell you, this eye cream was inspired by me, so I really love it, and I do like it. I use it all the time. It can be used on any part of the face, but I just tap it in, and it just makes my eyes feel wonderful. And then I'm going to go ahead. Now, I don't have a vitamin C serum right now. I do have one, but I'm not going to use it because I did use an enzyme peel, and my skin is a little bit sensitive with too many acidic things. So I'm going to leave the vitamin C off for right now because I'm just going to lay low on the vitamin C today. But I am going to go in with my coenzyme Q10 serum from Timeless. I absolutely love this serum. Love CoQ10, great antioxidant. I just go ahead and I put whatever is sucked up in the dropper. That's what I use. And just massage it in, down the neck, down the chest, wherever you want to put it, you put it. Over the lips. And I will link the video of my mini spa below because I think some of the masks I think the scrub I used, I think the mask I used were all fabulous. So I have said that I'm using this Dermatology Needless Serum. It's supposed to be like a Botox, which, you know, it's all worn off in my little 11s. So I'm going to go ahead and put it right in my 11s. Do the whole forehead. I don't get Botox in my forehead, but I am using this serum. I don't get it because he says I have very strong muscles and it would make my eyes droop. So I don't get anything in the forehead. As you can tell, I have many, many lines in my forehead. And then I'm going to take some of this dropper on my fingers and I'll work it around the eye area on the outer edge. I'm starting to really notice a lot of wrinkles underneath my eyes. And then I'm going to go ahead here, and right above my lip. And this one says you must let it soak in. So what I'm going to do is allow that to soak in, but I'm going to pull my hair down now and get it ready for the tutorial. And what you'll need for the tutorial, obviously, is really long hair or at least shoulder length hair. You will need some of these clear rubber bands. And how many you need depends on how many little loopies you want to put. And I'm going to go ahead and pull my hair out. Now my hair is dirty, it's not washed. And this is what it looks like. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my It's a 10 dry shampoo. This is the only dry shampoo I really like because, I don't know, I think it's conditioning and it doesn't make my hair feel really gross. So I'm going to go ahead and just spray the root area. I'm going to spray right in here. Lift it up just to give it a little bit of freshness. That's one thing about this stay at home. We can let our hair get really dirty. And you'll see I have lots of roots right now. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and massage that all in and just let it sit there. I'm going to wipe my hands off because I don't need that on my face. And I'm going to go in now with my ceramide and hyaluronic acid from Bay Harbor Beauty. Some of her packaging has changed, so if you do order something from her, it may be in a different package. No worries, you know, it's all the same. Okay, she's just now getting into the skincare really heavily, and she's playing around with packaging just like every other company would. So I'm gonna go ahead and squirt some of this. I'm priming it. And it's just a really nice serum. And I'll go ahead, and this has our hyaluronic acid in it. So it's really gonna plump the skin and draw moisture in from the air. And it lays on the surface of the skin. Some hyaluronic acid have different molecular structure. So they're smaller and they can go a little bit deeper. All right, so there is that. So now, because I did a little bit of a spa and I'm really just staying home, I'm going to continue on with the oil that I used in the mini spa to do my massage. And this is from Moon, and it is Acnari. It's a brightening youth serum. It's with prickly pear. It's really, really a nice serum. You can use it all the way up underneath your eyes. And again, it is a small business. I don't know if I have a code for Moon. I will have to look and see. I know probably a year ago I did, but I still really want to say, if you must shop right now, if you're going to shop, try to support our small businesses, because they are the ones that will not survive this. So 2 pumps is plenty. And I just pretty much massage it into my hands and warm it up. And then I'm just going to press it into my skin, and that is going to act as my moisturizer today. Same around the forehead. And like I said, this one can go right up underneath the eyes, so I'm going to put it right over my Bay Harbor Beauty serum. And I have contacts in, and this does not bother. And then all the way down the neck. And look how beautiful the skin looks. Just so fresh and clean. All right, my friends? Okay, so now let's move on to the hairdo. The braids, my friend. All right, I wanted to look a little like Pippi Longstocking. Some people said Heidi. This is so easy, and sometimes I'll, do this instead of pulling it always on the top, because when you pull your hair back in a ponytail and you pull it in the same direction all the time, you are putting a little bit of tension on the root, which could loosen, and damage the hair and make it fall out and all kinds of things. So you should really change the positioning of where you're wearing your hair if you are someone that pulls it back all the time. So some days I like to just put a little bit of Pippi Longstocking braids. And that day that I posted it, I thought, I'm posting this. I'm letting them all see that I've got wrinkles and I'm looking just like the rest of the world right now. But I do make an effort to try to still make myself feel alive, even if I'm not wearing any makeup. And I will be honest, on some of these days, some days I put makeup on because I'm doing a tutorial, and other days I'm not putting makeup on because I'm not going anywhere. So I give my skin a break, and then I play around with masks and all kinds of things. All right, so we have our lovely, lovely hair. And make sure you have all the oil off of your fingertips. And I'm gonna go back in, and I'm just gonna do a quick shuffle through my hair just to distribute or absorb any of the dirty oil with it's a 10. This one is really nice. It's a Miracle Dry Shampoo and Conditioner in one. I do like this one. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just going to use my fingers. I don't really worry too much about where I part it. So I just go in the back and I separate it and just create 2 halves. Okay, that's what I have. So now you can go ahead and brush all that out if you want. I don't even bother doing that. But you will have to brush just the ends out. So we'll go ahead and do that. My hair is really dirty. You guys have never seen my hair like this. So now I'm gonna take one of these clear bands, okay? Now decide where you want your braid to start. I like it to start right after my ear. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to tighten that up. I go around 2 or 3 times. 3 times is pretty much enough. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to hold the end. I'm not brushing the root area. Hold the end. I will go through this with a brush. Okay. Now I'm going to hold this down. And I want to try to make them as even as possible. Again, I'm staring at a mirror in front of me. I'm going to go just below the ear on this and hope that they're even, and get this hair out of there. It doesn't belong there. Okay, so they are both pretty even. They don't have to be perfect. Remember, this is just to get you through the day. I thought I'd bring the pack out and show you. These are by Kitsch, but you can find these anywhere. You might be able to find them online, Amazon, so you don't have to leave your house to shop. Okay, so now we have them even. So I'm going to take another band and I'm gonna come down about 1.5 inches. It all depends on how far or how long your hair is actually. I'll come down about 1.5 inches, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure that is exactly where I want it. And then you're going to go ahead and separate it slightly. And when you separate it, you do move the band down just slightly, which is okay. And then we're just going to tuck our hair through that loop and bring it all out the other side. And then you have a little loop and the beginning of a very, I wouldn't even call this a braid, okay? So we'll do the same thing on the other side, because if you do side by side, then you pretty much can keep it even. This is a little lower, so I'm gonna raise that up. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead with one of these little bands and about 1.5 inches. Okay. So there we have that. So now you're going to separate it right down the middle if you can. And it's going to move down just slightly, which is okay. And then we're just going to tuck it in. It's easiest if you try to tuck the rubber band right through. And then we are going to leave it. Now, if you tuck it the other way, the braids are going to lay more inward. I like them popping out. Let me just take a little refresher. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. Smooth the hair down. We are going to take another band and we're going to go the same distance if we can. And we did. Okay, so now I'm going to split it and you're going to go the same direction that you went for the first one. So we split it in half, take the band and tuck it through the back and pull it out. And then you have the other braid, poof, whatever you want to call it. So I remember when I was younger, they used to have a tool that you could do your ponytails like this, and it would help you to do this, but you really just have to tuck it with your hands. So we're going to do the same thing, about 1.5 inches. Make sure you have all the hair from the ponytail in, so you don't have pieces hanging out. Like this goes in the back, that doesn't belong here. Okay, so now I'm going to separate it down the middle again, and just give it a slight tug. Make sure you have everything split apart. Slip this through going towards you and you have your next one. And then just look at them and they're even, okay? So now we'll do another one. And I'm gonna keep it at the same distance, about 1.5 inches. And you may have already stopped because your hair is not as long as mine. Pull it down the center, separate all the hair so that you can see a hole. And then we're going to tuck that through and we have the next one. So we'll do one more. Well, actually I will be doing 2 more because I still can do 1 more on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Same thing, about 1.5 inches. And some of these bands I've used twice, so they're kind of loose. So I'll go around 4 times with this one. Okay, so I'm gonna separate it one more time, right down the middle. So this is what it looks like. Pushing this through to the back and it just loops around. So now you have your 1, 2, 3. You want to make sure those are even. That's really important. Okay, so we're going to do 1 more on this side. I take another band, 1.5 inches right around. And this down here, the hair gets a little thinner, so I go around 4 times. And then we're going to separate that down the middle again. Pulling it just slightly apart, tucking this back, and that is it. Now I actually could go 1 more, but I'm not. I'm going to leave those ends out. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and my hair is all different colors, so of course it's going to look like I have different colored hair. Okay, 1 more we'll do, and we are done here, okay? So taking it down 1.5 inches. And this one I'm going to go around 4 times, maybe even 5 times, because I've used this band before, separating it down the center. I sound like a broken record, but I like to make sure that you thoroughly understand what I'm doing here. I am pulling the hair apart. We're tucking this band through that hole, pulling it through. And that is it, my friends. And when you're done, they should be even. It's not important for them to be even, but you should have the same amount. And then I'm just going to go ahead and separate them just by pulling them out slightly from each other. I'm really just kind of twisting it in my hands. And that is it. And same thing on this side, just spread it apart a little bit. And it's really a cute little style when your hair is dirty and you don't really want to do anything with it. Now, I could go ahead and put one more on each side, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it like this. And then, of course, you can, go like this so it's not so flat to your head. And I sleep in this. And a lot of people wanted to see the waves the next day. My hair doesn't turn out really wavy or good with this. I thought about posting it yesterday. I don't get nice waves with this. You get better waves when you do a full tight braid. But for this, it's just a really cute look. I mean, you could throw a hat on with this, a pair of little studs, Dean Davidson studs, and be good to go. Again, you can reverse it where you bring it through the front, and this would then look like this. So it would lay down more like that and you would have a different look. But I kind of like them popping out like this. I don't know why, I just do. All right, my friends, so that's how easy it is to achieve something like this. You could do this one down the back of your head. You could pull all your hair to one side and do this. This is the time, we have the time to play around if we are not out in the workforce, if we are not essential to keeping the world going, we should be home. So those of us who are, practice. Practice makes perfect, my friends, and that's what it will look like. All right, my friends, so stay safe, stay healthy. Don't go out unless you have to. And if we all play our part, we will get through this quicker. Right now, we're all here until April 30th. So share down in the comments what you're doing to help pass the time. And I'm going to try to keep bringing out videos, even if some of you think my videos are silly right now. They are for nothing more than a distraction. There are people that cannot get out of bed. There are people that handle stress differently and they go into depression. So these videos from all of us add something. I read my comments, so I know that some of you really get great joy from watching YouTube. So thank you for taking the time to spend with me. And if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love to have you as an ageless beauty. So hit that subscribe button. Right next to it is a bell. Go ahead and hit the bell. That notifies you of all the videos that I'm putting out. And I don't want you going out into the world right now. So roam the halls of your house, your home, and while doing it, be happy, healthy, beautiful, and most of all, my friends, lovable. Hang in there, my friends. We will get through this, all right? I love you all. Bisous.